Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, you tap Instagram, and nothing loads. You try YouTube, it's completely dead. Google, totally gone. Even your digital payments fail, and your food delivery apps are down. In just a few hours, the entire digital world starts to literally collapse. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But here's the crazy part. Over 1.5 million terabytes of data are moving across the globe every single day, and somehow the system doesn't crash. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to unmask the hidden architecture of the internet and figure out exactly how it handles all of us all at once without just falling apart.
So, let's kick things off with a little mystery. When you hit send on a private WhatsApp message, or your phone automatically backs up your camera roll, where on earth do those files physically go? Honestly, most of us don't even think about it, do we? We kind of just assume our files float up into this invisible, magical space. But the reality? It's way more grounded, and honestly a lot more fascinating than that.
Here's the thing. The absolute biggest lie of the digital age is the word cloud itself. I mean, we all know it's not actually a fluffy white thing floating in the sky, but the term subtly tricks us. It makes us think our data is weightless or invisible, ethereal even. Well, actually, scratch that. The reality is heavy. It's massive, and it's entirely physical. We're talking about a staggering, continent-spanning machinery that's keeping our digital world alive right beneath our feet.
To really wrap our heads around how this hidden machinery works, imagine if the internet was built on what we call centralized computing. Picture just one giant machine doing all the heavy lifting. Every single search, stream, and message runs right through it. Now, with 100 users, it works perfectly. But a billion users? That machine instantly bottlenecks, overheats, and triggers a catastrophic crash. The whole internet dies. Because if that one computer fails, everything fails. So to solve this fatal flaw, engineers came up with a brilliant, literally life-saving idea: distributed computing. Instead of one vulnerable supercomputer sitting in a locked room somewhere, we rely on thousands of connected machines spread all across the world.
Think of it like a super busy pizza shop. If one lone chef tries to handle 100 customer orders all at once, it's going to be pure chaos. Orders pile up, pizzas burn, and the whole business suffers. But if you divide that exact same workload among 50 chefs stationed in a synchronized assembly line, one's handling the dough and others chopping toppings, others are baking and packaging, suddenly you've got incredible speed and efficiency. Well, the internet operates on that exact same logic. By fracturing massive digital workloads across thousands of independent specialized computers, we basically completely eliminate the chaos. And this completely shatters the illusion of something as simple as a single Google search. We tend to think of Google as this one massive, incredibly smart brain answering our questions. But when you hit search, your request sparks this insane, rapid chain reaction. First, it hits a nearby server, but then dozens of other servers immediately jump in. Some are processing the data, others are pulling from deep physical storage, some are calculating those complex ranking algorithms, some are running security checks. I mean, the list goes on. Hundreds of separate physical machines are literally working together in mere milliseconds to give you what feels like a single seamless search. That's the real magic.
But how do they coordinate all this? Well, all of this coordinated chaos relies on a secret language. Imagine thousands of workers inside a giant company who need a way to communicate continuously without ever talking over each other. Computers do this through an endless, microscopic dialogue that happens millions of times a second. Your device acts as the client, sending a quick request like, "Hey, send me this video." Then a powerful server sitting in a data center processes that request and fires back a response saying, "Sure thing, here it is." This constant request-response loop, it is the absolute heartbeat powering everything you do online.
Now, I want you to multiply that single interaction by 50 million. Seriously, 50 million. Imagine 50 million people all sitting down on their couches to stream a highly anticipated new release on Netflix at the exact same second. The scale is almost unfathomable. One central server absolutely cannot handle a request-response loop 50 million times at once. If it tried, the physical hardware would just melt down instantly.
So, how does the streaming never stop? Well, Netflix prevents those massive delays and crashes by spreading that single movie out across thousands of machines worldwide. They have to honor the unbreakable laws of physics, specifically the speed of light. Data can only travel so fast, right? So if you're in India, you're pulling data from a nearby Indian server. Users in America are pulling from US servers, and European users are grabbing it from European servers. By distributing the workload globally, it ensures your device is always communicating with the closest possible machine. That's what gives you that effortless, buffer-free movie night.
But we can actually take this a step further, moving beyond that standard boss-worker setup, which we call client-server architecture.
Think of that standard setup like a classroom, where one teacher holds all the answers for the students. But imagine if computers didn't need a central boss. What if they just talked directly to each other? That's peer-to-peer computing. In this setup, every single computer becomes both a client and a server. Everyone shares their own resources. It's way more like a highly interactive study group where everyone contributes to the answer. And honestly, this peer-to-peer concept is a massive reason why distributed systems have become so incredibly powerful and resilient today.
Which brings us to the true, hidden secret of the internet. Remember that cloud we talked about earlier? It is actually a trillion-dollar industry physically built out of thousands of distributed computers all working together in giant fortress-like data centers worldwide. We're talking about massive warehouses that consume millions of gallons of water just to keep the servers from melting down. There are endless miles of thick fiber optic cables running right along the freezing ocean floor, literally connecting continents. When you upload a photo, it travels through those actual tangible cables to sit on spinning metal drives, surrounded by the deafening roar of cooling fans. That is your cloud. And you know what? This rugged, physical reality is exactly why your digital life is safe. Your memories aren't just precariously sitting on one fragile machine. Inside these giant data centers, multiple systems are automatically storing exact copies of your files. Because it's a distributed network, if one computer fails, and believe me, hardware fails constantly, every single day, another machine just instantly takes over. You never even notice a hiccup. The service just keeps running. This built-in redundancy is the invisible safety net that is actively preventing a daily digital collapse.
Now, this hidden architecture isn't just about preserving our old photos or streaming our favorite shows. It is literally the foundation of tomorrow. Think about it. Artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, smart cities, complex robotics, global gaming platforms. Every single one of these cutting-edge technologies requires massive, mind-boggling amounts of computing power. Power that no single machine could ever handle alone. The entire future of human technology depends completely on this growing, invisible digital army of machines, all working together in perfectly synchronized harmony.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. How many hidden machines are working together across the planet right now just to play this very explainer on your screen? Literally thousands of computers are communicating, firing off microscopic messages and bouncing data across the ocean floor at this exact second, quietly working together just so you can learn something new. The internet isn't just one machine. It is a massive, physical team working for you every moment of every day. Thanks for joining me to unmask the cloud.